In this video, I'm going to show you how to connect your Hermes agent to GitHub using MCP. By installing this GitHub MCP server, you're giving your AI agent the power to read your backlog, write clean code, and push, open, and merge its own pull requests completely on autopilot. Let's jump straight into the setup. First, let's make sure Git is configured on your local machine. Open up your terminal and run these two git config global commands to set your username and email. Next, I'm going to create a new directory by typing make directory my Python app, and then use the cd command to move into that new folder. Now, head over to GitHub and click the green new button to create a new repo. Name the new repo my Python app or whatever you feel. You can add a quick description. Click create and GitHub will give you a handy cheat sheet of the commands to link your local code to this new online repo. Back in our terminal, we are going to run those exact commands. But when you try to push, Git is going to ask for your username and password. So here's the catch. GitHub no longer accepts your actual website password in the terminal. We need to generate a personal access token. So to get your password, go back to GitHub, click on your profile picture in the top right corner, and then click on settings. Then scroll all the way down the left sidebar until you see developer settings at the very bottom. From here, drop down the personal access tokens menu and select fine grained tokens. Click on the generate new token button. So let's configure our token. Give it a clear name like WSL push token, and you can add a short description so you remember what it's for. Scroll down to repository access and then search for the exact project we just made, in my example, my Python app. Now for the permissions. Open the repository permissions dropdown. So we will change 3 specific settings from no access to read and write. These are contents, issues, and pull requests. Once those 3 are set to read and write, scroll to the bottom and click the green generate token button. GitHub will now show you your token. Copy this immediately. Now head back to your terminal where Git is asking for your password. Right-click to paste your token. You will see Git successfully write the objects and push your local code straight to the main branch on GitHub. Before we connect the AI, we have to do one quick check. Type node-v and then npx-v. As long as you see these version numbers print out on the screen, your environment is ready to go. Now it's time to actually write up Hermes to GitHub. We're going to do this manually editing the Hermes configuration file. Type make directory-p Hermes, and then type nano hermes config.yaml to open it up in our text editor. When the file opens, you will see all of the agent's default settings. Scroll all the way down to the bottom, and then on a new blank line, go ahead and add our GitHub MCP setup. I've put this exact code block in the video description below, so just copy it and right-click in your terminal to paste it in. But make sure that you add your token in that we just generated on GitHub earlier. Now, do you notice the tools section at the bottom? By listing exactly what tools the AI is allowed to use, like searching code and creating pull requests, we're putting guardrails on the agent so it can't do anything destructive to our project. Now, save your file. Before we jump in, let's make sure that our configuration actually works. So in your terminal, type Hermes MCP test GitHub and then hit enter. If everything is configured correctly and your token is valid, you will see a green check mark next to connected. Below that, it will print out a list of all the tools it successfully discovered on the GitHub server. Now for the fun part. Let's start up the agent. So just type Hermes chat and press enter. Once you see the prompt at the bottom waiting for your message, our AI dev is fully online and ready for its first task. Stick around because in just a few moments, you're going to see this AI agent completely take over our repo. Now to test this out, I quickly hopped over to my GitHub repo and manually created a dummy issue titled bug app crashes on startup. Let's see if our AI agent can find it. I'll tell it, use the GitHub tool to list the most recent open issues in Chris Torrington /my Python app and summarize the main bugs. So hit enter and watch how the agent thinks. Right here, you can see it actively deciding to call the MCP GitHub list issues tool. It uses our secure token, pings the GitHub API, and passes the JSON response entirely in the background. And look at this output. Hermes successfully found our open issue, summarized exactly when it was created and its current state, all without us ever having to leave the command line. So reading the backlog is great, but let's see if Hermes can chain multiple tools together. Search my repo for Python files importing request. Then create a new GitHub issue titled Refactor API calls, explaining why we need to move to HTTPX. Watch the terminal closely here. Hermes first tries to use the search code tool, but because GitHub's search indexing can sometimes be delayed on brand new repos, it gets zero results. Instead of just giving up and throwing an error, it pivots. It decides to look up the repo contents and uses the get file contents to manually read our main and utils files line by line. It instantly finds what it's looking for. It sees that main is indeed importing requests and immediately switches gears to load up the create issues tool. A few seconds later, Hermes reports back. It confirms it found the API call in main.py and provides a link to the brand new issue it's created for us. So let's verify that's actually worked. If we head back to our browser and refresh the GitHub issues page, you can see it right there. And if we click into it, look at the level of detail. So I only gave Hermes a one sentence prompt, but it used its internal knowledge to write a comprehensive professional ticket. And it even listed 5 technical reasons why we should migrate. Reading code and writing tickets is cool, but we want the AI to actually build things. So let's give it a 5-step prompt to create a new branch, add a Fibonacci function, push the code, and open a pull request. Watch the terminal as Hermes thinks through these instructions sequentially. First, it realizes it already knows the contents of utils from earlier, so it skips the read step and immediately creates our new branch. Next, it writes Python code for the Fibonacci sequence, commits it, and pushes the file to GitHub. It reaches out and creates the pull request, summarizes the 5 steps it's just completed for us. So let's head over to GitHub to see the results. So we have a brand new PR waiting for us. And when we click into it, it didn't just write the code, it documented exactly how it worked. So note that it handles edge cases and invalid inputs, and even provide example usage code so that other people can look at it for reference. And if you look at the Files Changes tab, Hermes correctly wrote the Fibonacci function. So let's finish this off by giving it one last command. Go ahead and merge the pull request you just created for the Fibonacci feature into the main branch. Because Hermes remembers the context of our conversation, it knows exactly which PR we are talking about. It grabs PR number 3, executes the merge tool, and confirms that our Fibonacci function is now officially integrated. So let's go over the GitHub one last time. If we refresh the page, there it is, the beautiful purple merged badge. So our AI agent just successfully researched, wrote, submitted, and merged code directly into our main branch. Now that your agent is running locally, why let it go offline when you close your laptop? In my next video, I'm showing you step by step how to deploy this exact Hermes agent to a high performance cloud VPS using Hostinger, giving you the power to trigger autonomous developer workflows from absolutely anywhere. If this video helped you, make sure to subscribe for more AI tutorials, and I'll see you in the next one.